They get away first time. Tyson Gay right alongside Usain Bolt, but here he goes, streaking away already. It's Bolt all the way. He's looking round at Gay. Watch the clock. It's goal for Bolt, and again he's done it again. A new world record for Usain Bolt.
Price gets the start, and look at this, Ahori going well, and here they're coming to close it down. Jetta's coming through, and Fraser Price on the near side, and the Olympic champion defends! She defends the title. Wonderful run by Shelly Ann Fraser Price of Jamaica, and it's 10.75. Wow!
We are Jamaicans, a proud people, a strong people. But before we were Jamaicans, we were Africans brought here by the British as slaves. Jamaica is divided into counties and parishes because England was divided into counties and parishes
which were run by a group of men.
Smaller divisions make it easier for the government to collect taxes and keep order. The English decided that Jamaica would also be divided into counties and parishes. They named the counties Cornwall, Middlesex, and Surrey after 3 counties in England. These are still the names of the counties in Jamaica. Many of the parishes that were established and named in 1600 have lasted until today. St. Andrew was one of the first parishes to be settled in by the English and was first called Ligony, an Arawak word derived from the name of the large lizard we know today as iguana. Iguanas were common when the Arawaks inhabited Jamaica. The island's capital, Kingston, was founded in 1693 by William Beckford, who was a well-known politician. Extending 1 mile from north to south and equally east to west, 17th century Kingston was a site of 3,000 houses, home to 14,000 slaves, 8,000 whites, and 1,500 free people of color. In 1972, Jamaica celebrated the 100th year since Kingston became the island's capital. Nestled in the foothills of the Long and Dallas Mountains in the Kingston 7 area is the community of August Town. It is home to 5 districts: African Gardens in the east, Goldsmith Villa to the west, Hermitage to the northwest, Bedward Gardens to southeast, and August Town proper at the center. As Jamaican parishes go, August Town sports a colorful and unique history. Sir Alexander Bedward was known in the community as a preacher, community builder, and a healer. He always wanted the best for his people. There is a mythical legend that is passed on from generation to generation about the fact that he thought he could fly. Though this was disproven by veteran Augusttown resident Mr. Levi Forbes, who has been living in the community for over 91 years. He tells us the story of Mr. Bedward while he was still alive and how he actually died. Robert Campbell also tells us a little about the research he discovered about Mr. Bedward.
Mr. Bedward, he was born in 1859 or thereabout, right? And he traveled to Central America and back. And I know you're talking about Bedward's church and all of that movement, but it wasn't just a church, it was an economic movement, it was a development in itself. A lot of people like to humor Mr. Bedward. I'm not amused about that, because when I go into the region where he established his church, there were houses. There's a church which is similar to the university chapel in its design. There are areas which they reared animals. The materials that they built the church out of came from the riverbed. People stood in lines and they passed stones from hand to hand in order to build it. And if you notice, there's one cornerstone with an inscription on it in Bedward's church. If you go and look at University Chapel, you might find many inscriptions where people made contributions and so on. The only contribution from Mr. Bedward for the building of Mr. Bedward's church came from the people themselves. Okay, Mr. Bedward organized a march to downtown Kingston. At the time, I understand there was about 600 people with it. And in the eyes of the colonial authorities, this man was getting too powerful. So they decided to arrest him. So he was arrested and charged for, what they call it again, sedition or some other foolishness. But what amused me is Bedward had his lawyers ready, and they went into court, they argued the case, and he came out free. When he came through the door, I understand, they locked him up again and they charged him for lunacy and that he was a madman. So all of those stories about flying and so on came up, and he was committed to the Bellevue Hospital where he died in 1930.
When he was carrying on in work, in healing work, he was a healer, because people can't walk, people blind, and him take the same water down and so heal them.
The running water, yes, the running down there?
Yes, sir. Same water there. A woman, them bring her from country.
Yeah.
From hammock, with them called stretcher.
Yeah.
And then put her they right in the middle of the road, sir. With the car and things and drive. And it's over 500 people. It's small, but I remember, because we never have no pipe or light. So we have to come a river here, come catch water. So a whole heap of sick people come from country and come to the healing.
Kenneth Wilson, the president of the Augustown Sports Development Foundation, who throughout the years has been working endlessly with the University of the West Indies in every way so that he can develop the community to make it a better place. He tells us about his roles in the community and some of the things the university has been doing in the community.
The University Township project started, with first of all by the insight of the late Professor Barry Shanans, who was a great human being. And as time goes by, it picked up momentum, and the present principal, Professor Gordon Shirley, in 2006, started to put things together, and by 2008 the project was officially launched. Well, the project is simple. It's about the university, and the Augustine community, basically working together to transform the Augustine community from the perception that people know of the community and people have of the community, and it's basically to bring it to a university township status. We had there are an agreement between the community and the university in a number of areas. One is health, the other is crime and violence reduction, sports and entertainment, skills training, business development, and so far I've been doing very well. One of the first things the university did was to identify the weaknesses of the 9 basic schools across the community. At the time, I think only 1 basic school were actually legally registered with the Early Childhood Commission, and as such, presently there are basically 8 of the 9 are now duly registered. Some of the improvement the university did was basically installing smoke detectors in all the schools, exit signs. Some of the schools didn't have separate storage areas in terms of refrigerators, juice and meat being mixed up together. So basically, the university assisted schools in installing refrigerators separate and apart and deep freeze. And there are a number of many other entities, and they that have worked well. Presently, there is a principal association of all the basic schools.
As Jamaican parishes go, Augustown sports a colorful and unique history. Pakistan is open to the Welker Shoe Factory there in 1958, manufacturing shoes for both the local and export market. After 18 years, however, Welker Shoes ceased business operations. Reasons varied. This column is all that remains of the factory. The area is now the home of the UWI African Garden Square, a project done by the University of the West Indies.
Factory now, I tell you, bad management. See? You'd have one man who used to run it named Moore. The man was good man, but you'd have a man named MacLeod. And him take over. The factory run bad. And then I tell you the whole thing. You see a place named Angola. You see from Angola originate.
Known as Goldsmith Villa.
Goldsmith Villa. I tell you. And that are two things I tell you. Them start rob the factory, broke it at the time and then broke it and it start deteriorate and two bad management because the money and macro, them never run it good.
Another factory manufacturing plastic items such as combs, plastic flowers, basins and bath pans opened in the early 70s, but it too closed after only a handful of years. A toy factory manufacturing products such as jump ropes and a variety of wooden toys opened in the late 70s. This too no longer exists. By 1976, a quarry was in full operation in the area, absorbing many of those rendered unemployed due to the failure of the previous enterprises. The quarry not only provided jobs, but made sand and gravel available to the community. After only a few years, serious health concerns caused the quarry to suffer a similar fate to the factories. Today, the former toy store factory's door has been reopened and is now being used as a community recreational center. Living conditions among Augustown residents in the 70s were generally poor. Abodes were divided up into what the locals called 6 or 10 shilling houses. 6 shilling one sported one owner room and the 10 two. Bathroom facilities were man-communal. Catherine White tells us a little about what she remembers about the living conditions and how Augustown was in comparison to what it is now.
At first it was good, not as violent as now. Like all those things upstairs, up there and things, they were just one room like there. One room and a little part. And the place open. We never have no fence. Maybe we have a front fence then, but you could go from one yard to the other. And like 4 rooms use one bathroom and one pipe. Like
Teething pains aside, 21st century Augustown is in sharp contrast to the difficult 70s. Bright, creative, skilled, and student-talented residents abound. Easily the community's brightest star is Miguel Collins, popularly known as Sizzler Kalonji, who's easily the most successful and prolific contemporary reggae artist of the first decade of the new century. Up to 2011, he's reputed to have recorded at least 70 solo albums. Songstress Etana and Damian Stephen is also doing well on both local and international stages.
A word from the wise, don't try to make life on your own.
Dana Rutherford, Brian McFarlane, and Lattie J all hail from Augustown. Upcoming artists are many.
Was lost, and my life was in dismay. For among evil
A chef and handyman by day, Floyd Robinson, also known as Malchest, also hails from Augustown and is a talented 30-something vocalist who's worked and collaborated with a host of other artists, including Kalonji, Obiranks, and Ice, are just 3.
give thanks and praises to the Most High God. He's endured for me. Oh, well. Greetings, this is Malchest, otherwise known as Floyd Robinson. Yeah, welcome to the Augustown Community Center. See? Well, Augustown is a place. Well, Augustown is a nice place. But only sometimes things kind of get out of hand, you know? But Augustown is a nice place. We have good people here.
So you grew up in Augustown?
Loving people here. As a matter of fact, I even born in Augustown. Grew up I live in Augustown, same way, you know?
Music producer Game Face has worked as sound designer for popular rhythms and even written scores for locally produced movies. The community is also home to the highly popular dance group Frass Unit. David Layla, coach for Cavalier Football Club, is also from the area. For decades, the Guinness Book of Records has listed Jamaica as having more churches per square mile than any other territory in the world.
Augustown is not trailing far behind, as it has more churches than most communities in the island, 13 to be exact.
There are 3 Seventh-day Adventist churches. Born in 1981, Stephen Warren's father filed for him to migrate to Canada, but this beloved son of Augustown returns at every opportunity.
I was conceived in Augustown and gave birth on December 4th, 1981. I migrated from here about 20 years ago. I come back very often, as much as I can, to pay support to a great community that was once grace of the world. Now it has been broken into to shells of what it was. But enough said, enough done. Augustown is still the home, and you never leave home. You always come back home to home.
Nigel Davis is a skater of international renown who began his figure skating career in Jamaica. He has a collection of medals to prove it, but says there has been no cash prizes so far.
Right.
Unknown known is an up-and-coming harmony trio which have their sights set on the big time. It's of interest how they settled upon their name.
Filipina di ghetto it no easy at all. Be a hungry belly and the people are ball. Politician you no see them at all, and it no make no sense about the free them at all.
4 or 5 years ago, 3 away right here, so they don't know grow together over the years. They don't know them money a big selector from long time, so they don't know grow the music. I don't know. Yeah, we just find the love one day and just unite and start do some track is but cheat. At first, we never really come with the name unknown at first, isn't it? Don't know, just I do it tune and I do it thing and I get the reception from the people, man. You see me, I just embrace it and so come people just want to know who them youth is it? And just unknown, treat is it? And I so come we just find the name and just say unknown and the thing just work together and we do some track, people and love it. Is it? Just work with it.
Damian Robin, aka Game Face, trained as a technician, but his love of music encouraged him to acquire a small studio, and he now works as a sound engineer with a variety of local talent. Everton Grant works as a teacher at Augustown Primary School. He also teaches cricket in the community.
And I find Augustown a very exciting place to work with, to work at. I enjoy working with the kids. I love the area, despite the challenges, and trust me, I do not regret the time that I decided to come to Augustown. As you can see, I'm involved in some cricket training now, and it's like a joy to teach these boys this cricket skill because I see that they have a lot of talent, and I know they will go places. So I'm just here giving back to the community. And I just hope I will continue to do this for a long time to come.
Shepherd is close to Kalonji, but is an artist in his own right. A married father of 4 and also coach of the Cavaliers football team, called football coach David Laylor, is held in high regard. Like Nigel Davis, he too has amassed a large amount of awards and trophies.
I believe, God has done a good job on me. Well, growing up in Augustown, it was fun for me. Because, when you grow up as a youngster in the inner city, most of the time you spend your time on the road, on the street. A lot of run up and down, You go across the hillside, across Bertie Smith. Man, if you could just see the view over there, nice, lovely view, man. You shoot some bird with a slingshot. You could play cowboy and Indian over the quarry amongst the rock stone. You had a crew from Jungle Tribe, a crew from Vietnam, a crew from Kingston. Man, them days was real fun. Remember the days we run up and down a quarry. It was a big ram goat, I never forget that ram goat. The ram goat must have been about 3 or 4 feet, nearly almost 3 feet and a half tall. As a youngster, when you see them size ram goat there, it was a wild goat the man them find up in the hill, owned by a man named Squeeze Eye. Man, we used to go trouble the ram goat. The ram goat used to run it down like a bull cow in a pen. We used to have fun them days there. These are just a few of the trophies and medals that I've acquired over the years. Well, this is championship under 17 that as coach for Cavalier had won 2008, 2009, 2010. This one now, Super League winner, Cavaliers, 2011, 2012. And of course the different trophies, medals, many medals I have that is not even up here now. There's just no place for some of them.
3 brothers are included in the 5-member dance troupe Frass Unit. Frustrated with being unemployed, in 2004, the resourceful, multi-talented young men transformed themselves into innovative dancers and choreographers. They are also keen singers, footballers, and DJs.
Tell you the truth, from back down about 2003 them time there. You see, me are the first one get caught up in this Frass Unit thing, you see. Them man, them time, I never had a power with them man, them 2 man and my brother, you see. So come there and they must say, yo, a joke thing, is it? So because some of them, then the crew said we are do tour and them little thing, like school tour. Yeah, me there I do them thing there, so come me join in them money, is it? Then certain man cut left the thing, as it. Yeah. And left we alone standing at the thing, as it.
I just we so control it.
I just who you see us. One next space missing right or something real
clear for us.
Ricardo Williams is a popular youth leader and social worker. He's an occasional worker for the Social Development Commission and collects data every time there's a national census.
Now, a lot of the youth in this community have the competence to be great leaders in the future, so we have embarked on a very serious mission. The mission statement is as follows: helping the youth to identify their identity and eradicating all sorts of indoctrinations from before them. We in Augustown have always taken up the job of empowering the youths, so we just want to say bless up, and one of the viewers them to know about Augustown is a place of peace, and no matter what the community is reported to be or reputed to be, we are still that remorseful community, you understand? So all the youths who want to be great leaders in the future, just come to Augustown.
I'm a say, wake up this morning for see the sun come over the hill. I know what a blessing.
Singer and DJ Crespo needs no introduction. Fire Ashwa, Andre Jackson, resident of Bedward Gardens, shares talent and words of wisdom.
Can't block the sunset, them can't stop the light. Them see me rising and I try to hold me down. Me burn iniquity and me boom down Sodom. In no matter anywhere where them turn.
John Williams is a master builder, mason, stone wall builder, and steel worker. David Logan is a successful local pig farmer.
I'm telling you, it all depends on how you live in. You see me? If you live clean, you don't have to worry about it. If you mix up, you don't know you have to fret every day and things.
So how is business in Augustown in terms of the pig business?
You can go on, not really that fast still, but you see me average, you get average sale more time. Okay. You have more than one farmer, so you better get a little piece more time.
I know we can't wear the whole of these medals. This medal is so much. You know, I can know these are the only thing we can show. So I compete for the country. Nothing behind it, you see. I was proud of myself and I'm proud of my mom and everybody who pushed me towards everything I achieve.
Game face up and running records. You see me? This is my thing in the community. I do this about roughly 10 years now or more. You see me helping out the youths them. A whole little young youth right now. I bring up in this thing here. We love the music to an extent. I see all youth come in and just sit down and there. And me there record and I teach other elders how to deal with the thing and how to get in it the real way. And trust me, one day I see the youth get up and say, yo, you know some have a song? I say, yo, a joke here make, because I don't know you as an artist. And right away the youth just go in there. I don't have to tell him nothing. Sit down on the rhythm like a cheer. You see me, and them thing that just bring a joy to me, because you know say, I there start do music and a whole heap of little youth come in at the thing and do them little thing, but you don't know school and everything, and the thing not really big and out there yet. But I try my thing and I not stop until I reach somewhere.
Well, right now we bring anything, we tell you the truth. We bring any genre dancing, we bring DJing. Them money have the talent.
You all have the ball of them, you know.
Yeah.
You all have the cricket of them, you know.
Irving.
DJ man, them, you know, right, saying, you see? Them wanna bring up the DJ.
So which one now the DJ?
Me and Irving, you see? That a non-smile and Irving from.
First unit in our local company right now, it's called City Dancers, you see? More while, right now you can find the rehearsal around Williams, you know.
You see me? I'm more while with that Deva now, you see. Well, that local company now we bring for unit on so many tours that we never yet go, you see me? Some big stage show we are shelling and hotel we are shelling, you see me?
Everything on the
Then
north
we had the
coast.
first unit up on the north coast, so they're more while than under there, you see me? And the company they teach enough, you know, to dance better and how to project our body when we are dance and look out and more skill, more technique in our dance, you know?
What is the smell when you no eat from the other day? In a hell, what you see is another K. Break the spell, keep focus, there's a other way. Though the system bogus and full up of psychology, we will make it one day. August Town, just work hard to your goal, yeah. Bless up the world works, a fire shrine.
I know just now, from long time, you we and A-Town combine, and I treat you the youth them fit on crime, build good tune, stop sing gun rhyme. You we, I tell we from long time, say them want to see A-Town combine, tell the youth them fit on crime, have a good time, all the time, not sometime, listen to me. Down and when me play me ball, you will build up some crazy wall. From the league start, right now a daily ball. All the fence so maybe taller, over goaler. When me make a crazy walk, you will build up one crazy park. Fish pan, we have built some crazy shark. Like cause it may be dark. Boom!
Brass unit to the world, big up August Town. Cheer!